Okay. Just gonna wait for this thing to get up. There's my shoulder again. So, I'm starting pretty early today than I normally do, and usually do it around 3-ish. Not for any particular reason, I just had to get up early. But I guess we'll just get started here. I beat the Elite Four with gold, which is the last game that needed to beat the Elite Four. So, wonderful. And I just got to Kanto. So, I guess for the rest of this stream, it's gonna be some Kanto stuff, and I'll evolve whatever's left. I was thinking of maybe finishing gold today and then just doing the rest, but there's only like 15 Pokemon left, so I'm not sure. If I feel like it would be kind of an unnecessary detour to have to like go another stream without finishing up. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, I've been kind of off and on doing this, and I feel like I've gotten what I need to out of it. It's like, it's not, you know, it was fun, but I think I'm kind of ready for it to end. The same game 3 times, and then the other game 3 times, like, I guess put things into perspective. And, you know, I still absolutely enjoy these games. It's just... could have maybe spread things out a bit more in certain points, but it is what it is. Alright, you can see, I don't remember if I really made it, like... I don't remember what I did last time with, like, the colors. Since there's so few left, it's not really, you know, the bookkeeping aspect isn't that super necessary. So, you know, I've just decided to use colors however I feel. I think this one here is just all of the stuff that I can get using whichever one of the games I decided the colors were talking about. I don't know, maybe silver? Oh, and that's right, I need to make sure I don't evolve Pupitar until 56, because that's when it learns Earthquake, naturally. Again, I could teach it the TM, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think there's really... Like, I'm not going to use a TM for anything else, I don't think. It's just, you know, it's already there, might as well. Like, if it were, like, level, like, you know, 75 or something, that would be so out of the way that, like, obviously I'm not going to wait that long. But I'm already getting it to level 55. I can just get it, like, one more level. It's fine. Don't ask me how Oddish can cut things with his feet. I don't even know. Yeah, it's always nice to just be chilling in a stream, and like you don't have many viewers, and then the one time someone comes up and it's a fucking like bot. Kinda silly how they make you go here, talk to the manager, and then as you're leaving they're like, oh yeah, by the way, something happened. Okay, he's dead. Okay, that's it. That's the end of Team Rocket, guys. It's the end of like this entire challenge. It's like Team Rocket's gone. So I actually have to buy a handful of Ultra Balls because, as per what I usually like to do, Snorlax is in the way, so... Yo, wait, hold on. It was like 3 or 4 balls, oh my god. That's, it's pretty insane. I gotta say that, so... There was a Game Boy Color game that was like Pokemon Pinball. I think it was based on the first 2 gens, but it could have even been the first gen, I don't remember. I think it was the first 2 though. And like, basically you have like a Pokeball as like the pinball, and Pokemon will sometimes just like appear in the middle of the board, and you have to like hit the Pokemon with the Pokeball enough times to eventually catch it. And so I'm just thinking, okay, well, you know, that's kind of cool. But like, it's so weird that so every Pokemon has like a certain amount of like hits they need from the Pokeball, and there's like, I think you can like apply multipliers to your Pokeball to make it have to like do like hit the Pokemon less times to catch. But anyway, so Mew can sometimes appear on the board. It's so bizarre to me that like it takes like 1024 hits, but the board, like the game is programmed to like stop after a certain amount of time, and it is possible technically to catch it in that amount of time, but it's very obviously not intentional. Like it would basically, like, you'd have to do some insane shit that's pretty much TAS only, or very, very hard with, like, humanly. But, like, the game doesn't tell you this. It doesn't say, oh yeah, like, Mew's impossible to catch. It treats it like it's any other Pokemon. And if you didn't know, you'd just be like, okay, well, I'll try to catch it. Like, maybe there's a trick to it. Maybe that's why I failed this first time. And it's so mean. It's just so mean that, like, it's basically practically impossible to catch, even though it's technically isn't. It's actually insane just how, like, higher level the Tentacool are, because, like, in Gen 1, they could be as low as level 5, and I think, like, they might reach, like, level 20 or something, like not that high. Maybe the actual highest is actually okay, but it's, like, in this game, they actually made it more consistently, like, in that range. Or, like, in the 30, 35 range. The trainers of this gym use Rock-type Pokemon. Me and this other person. The trainers in this gym. You don't even use a Rock Pokemon, you idiot! Yeah, so, again, I do have to ask, like, he says it'll make your Pokemon even more powerful. I think he's lying, because, like, I don't think these badges are programmed to do anything special. Unlike the Johto badges, which, like, you know, one of the badges increases your defense a bit. Like, I get it's supposed to be, like, the originals, right? But, like, I don't think these badges actually do anything. I'm actually surprised I'm still kicking right now, because, like, if you guys were here for, like, a previous stream, Cotton, I've been up with, like, just, like, playing Minecraft with her because she, like, for whatever reason, where our time zones are nearly, like, are very similar, but, like, she just happens to, like, wake up super early in the morning, or, like, late at night or whatever. So yeah, I'm operating on very little sleep, because, again, I still had to be up early for something, and I'm pretty sure as soon as we were done playing, I, like, rested for, like, a few minutes. Maybe like an hour, I don't know. God, it pays so much to, like, have a very low amount of team members. If you can get the coverage and you can afford to do it, then it's so worth it just for, like, experience gains alone. Because it's distributed over, like, a smaller amount of Pokemon, right? I remember I once went through the Sinnoh games and... Oh no, it was the Johto remakes. And I hacked in a Manaphy egg. And I worked that way all the way up to Red. I think it was, like, level, like, 96, or 92 or 96 or something by the time it reached Red, so... yeah, all that experience, like, funneled into it. I'm sure I grinded a little bit too, but, like, not as much as you might think with such a high number. You know, it's crazy that, like, little details, like, the fact that the character models, when they're walking off screen, they actually fully walk off screen in this game. With Gen 1, like, when your rival's walking off, like, that's the most noticeable one, but, like, there's a few instances when your rival is going off, he just kind of disappears, like, a tile early. Because I guess... I don't really know the reason. I guess they just didn't think the continuity would matter. But it's a little silly. Okay. I got kind of lost there for a second. So I'm gonna put off Surge for a little bit. Janine I could do. I think Typhlosion could take care of stuff like the Ariados, the Crobat with Thunder Punch, stuff like that. Ready, Johto boy. It's like such an insult. Like he's telling you, like, oh, you Johto boy, like, you country guy, you know? It's like he's trying to, like, be insulting. Like in Crystal, they had to make it gender neutral. That'd be like, oh, you know, Johto champ. Like, that just sounds a lot less like an insult. It just sounds like, yeah, that's what that is. That's what I am, yeah. I outsped? Oh, let's see, it's gonna use Roar, okay. That makes sense. Or it flinched. Okay. Yeah, it was gonna use Roar. Not a bad play, actually, against Pupitar, you know? Okay, so I'm going to cancel this level. I need to gain one more level before I want to evolve this thing. Okay. That is that's like a really fast, like, animation cancel in this game. I thought the animation would just take a while to look like it's canceling. I'm not gonna use a rare candy on Pupitar if it's, you know, it's just like mid this level, you know. Actually, I think that's kind of a point of honor. I got a Larvitar all the way up to level 55 and even level 56 without using any rare candies. And it was legit. It wasn't from, like, the Game Corner or anything. It was from, like, Mount Silver. Alright, so Earthquake. Yes. In place of Screech. I would say that's very good. Oh, thank God. Alright. Tyranitar. So now, after we do Janine, we can also go to Surge. Because Earthquake is just going to steamroll through everything in that gym. I love it. Weezing, you should have had an ability. You should have had an ability, but we're in Gen 2. You get Earthquake, buddy. Another Weezing, you get Earthquake, buddy. You should have had Levitate, boy. Actually, I noticed that I said boy as a joke, but I saw the Weezing is also, like, male. Which is funny, because a lot of trainers, they... Unless it's, like, you know, this isn't the case in this gen, I think a lot of the trainers tend to pick, like... Or they tend to have Pokemon that matches their gender, you know? But I guess Janine is not one of them. Or it's possible Koga was programmed here originally until he was decided on the Elite Four. And then they just kept Janine's team unchanged. I don't know, that's entirely speculation, I have no idea. Why does Sabrina, the Psychic Gym Leader, give you the Marsh Badge? A sort of, like, swampy area where the poison gym leader gives you the soul badge. Oh, there we go. Whimper grew to level 20. Just knocks out another evolution off the list. I mean, there is Blissey, which I'll technically have to evolve from a level, but it's like also the friendship thing. And it could be any level, really. Okay, that is the 8 gyms of Kanto. That means every single game has done all the gyms! Hooray! And I mean, this game really just has one more battle left to go. So it's really interesting that, like, in the Kanto games, the Mew glitch was pretty early on in the game, like, you know, around Cerulean. But here, this is, like, kind of endgame stuff. For some reason, 250 is when he tells you that your dex is complete. Which is funny, because you'd think that it would either be 251, because you have to include, like, you know, everything, or 249, because that includes non-event stuff. But no, like, in order for him to say your Pokedex is entirely complete, you need at least one of the event Pokemon. It's a bit silly. I don't really get why they do that. Now, this is kind of a weird glitch that actually messes... Like, essentially, the PC is kind of like a payload or something. I don't think this has any potential to, like, hurt the game file or anything. It's not, like... I even think missing, though, when people talk about that, a lot of it's a little bit of exaggeration. But I guess it technically could brick your save. I think the way I'm doing this here, nothing could actually happen. I think it actually is impossible, like, for this to actually damage your save in any meaningful way. So we're going to deposit. We start with the amulet coin up top. 38 Ultra Balls. I need 2 TM27s, which I don't have. I'm gonna go to the Pokemon fan club, because I remember I sort of teased this at some point. I'm gonna go talk to the chairman, and he's like, oh, I have over like 150 Pokemon. I have over 200 Pokemon, dude. 230 even, over that much. Alright, buddy. Once again, you have spewed nothing but adjectives. And, well, I guess a few nouns and stuff, whatever. So, I wonder if the copycat, like, is a member of the Pokemon fan club. I'd have to assume yes, considering, like, her doll was there, but I don't know. It's possible. She was just in Vermilion for a different reason or something. Yeah, I just need the TM27s, which I have been slowly accumulating in Crystal, I believe. I should have at least 2. I need 42 fresh waters, and I think the only way to do it is to go up to the vending machine and buy one at a time. So that'll be a bit of a thing. It's fine. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. I got sort of in a trance of just, like, counting that. 42 fresh waters. Good. Okay, so I will deposit the 42 fresh waters. The 1x speed. But no particular order, just like what I'm putting in here. 4 Great Balls. 65 Pokeballs. I also need to deposit Waterfall, Surf, and Toxic, which I got from Janine. Oh, and TM41 as well. Okay. I actually like that. It doesn't... the spots don't change, it just sort of moves stuff like around like that. That's pretty good. It's pretty handy. I like that organization in this gen. I think they changed it back in other gens. I'm not really sure why. Okay, here you go. Focus band. I'll just kind of look around for where the different males and shit are. If I remember correctly, you just go like right here. Yeah. That was about where the Mewtwo, like, Cerulean Cave was. Okay, I won't be lazy. I'll just bike my way over here. It's fine. That's a lovely male. Do I need lovely male? I need one lovely male. Okay. Surf male. How many do I need? 51 surf male. Okay, I think I mean, I'm glad I had like enough money, you know. It's a little bit expensive to set this up, but it's not that bad actually. I guess the first time I did it, I was just low on money and didn't even really think about it. Oh yeah, flower mail, I think I can actually get in fuchsia now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, flower mail, yes. 46. I can't carry any more items. Good. Okay. Fuck. Okay, wait. Ugh. The focus band. The berserk gene. How many? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe 0. Maybe I might want to put in 0. Can I put in 0? No. I don't know why if you have one item, they're like, how many do you want to deposit? Like, you know, let me think about that. Deposit the 18 full heals. Okay. I think right now I'll put up Crystal. Sorry, no, I'll put up Silver. Of course, I have to still confuse the two. I don't know, guys. Their names are just so similar. Crystal and Silver. Okay, so I have a Slowpoke with King's Rock. Very good. I have Rocky, the Onyx, holding the Metal Coat. I have a Seadra holding the Dragon Scale that I remember getting from Mount Mortar. I like how it like gets pushed off screen and then it's like, wait, hold on, it's evolving. Just goes back to it. It's like, what? The thing on Onyx's head just looks so incorrect in this game. I know he does have that little thing, but it's at such a weird angle and it's like such a weird size. I don't know, man. And I love how Steelix is just like completely curled in the opposite direction where it's like downward, where Onyx was upward. Well, that's pretty funny. Alright, and that is Kingdra. You know, I'm glad in this game, you see OT Randy. They actually gave you, like, names for the trainers that, like, trade you those Pokemon. It's not just OT Trainer. Like, oh, thank you. The name of that person was Trainer. Very nice. Very good. Very nice. You can't just, like, get an item from something when you're in the trade room. I guess, like, the bag is being stored somewhere in memory. I don't know. I think Crystal still needs to get, like, a King's Rock for Poliwhirl, too, actually. So I still need to, you know, just get that real quick. But, I mean, you know, it's not that far. Yeah, it's got a lot here. Sunstone. Okay, so there's only one. Sunkern. Boom. So because the Sunstone is on the Pidgey, I'm actually going to exit the trade so I can take it off the Pidgey and then evolve this Gloom that I have in my party. Well, awesome. Some of the cutest little sprite. The cutest little... He's such like the cute sprite, you know? So So a king for a king. I should also, I mean, that it kind of is reminding me. There's this one guy in Kanto on route 13 or 14, the one with all the fences that leads you to Fuchsia. He says something like, "Oh, you know, like bow down to like royalty or something," and he has like 3 Pokemon, and they all have King in their name. Like he has Slowking, Kingdra, Sea King, which is the funniest one because it's like the odd one out. But yeah, like it's pretty cool. I mean, it's the odd one out because it's not like a traded Pokemon. I'm gonna check Crystal if it has a King's Rock. So I'm gonna get that. I know it's off screen. I'm just gonna get that real quick. Crystal's getting stopped once again. I should stop even talking about it, but it's just funny, like why they thought it was a good idea to keep doing this over and over. Why do you have to run the dialogue again? Why can't you just show like a little flip into the other clothes? I don't get it. I'm getting pretty excited that it's like really close to the end. Like, well, we have like 11 Pokemon left on this chart. Like, it's kind of magical. It's kind of magical just getting to this point and sort of, you know, having mostly a good time. Say mostly just because, you know, I did get upset at Crystal, or Silver, of course. Silver messing up, like the save data. And I remember I got pretty frustrated. There were some moments where just the game frustrated me. Nothing to do with this challenge, just, you know, the game just deciding to be an asshole. God, I love this music. Yeah, it's a really happy Politoed, you know? He's like, yeah, boy. Yeah. Like, in terms of, like, actually stuff to do in the game, Crystal, obviously it's done, like, the story, it's beat Red. But, like, in terms of, like, what it actually has to do, even just to, like, get more Pokemon, is actually just nothing. Like, it's done. It literally just has to trade with a couple things to get the things that it needs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position Crystal. It's going to just be sitting in Celadon's Pokemon Center rather than any of the other ones. Because, like, you know, Celadon is where I can get the diploma. So it's just gonna sit there until the diploma it can grab. I don't know, something about the mouth just looks a little too big. Like, it's still kind of cute, it's just, you know. I think Chansey eggs take a while. But this one is worth breeding just for the friendship, just so I can, again, low level, already starts with 120 friendship if it came out of an egg. So that means only 80 friendship using, like, the X item trick. And then like 10 level increase from there, and that's it. Oh, well, there's the Clef Egg. That looks wrong. That just looks incorrect, Cleffa. I don't know, something about that just seemed very off. You know what's something that, I guess I could talk about this. You know what's something that I kind of wish to be brought back sometime? I mean, they still exist. It's just they're in a different form. I kind of like really like old classic gaming creepypastas. I like just, you know, the story. They usually weren't like all that deep necessarily. They're just, you know, spooky stuff happens in the game. And I also think that anything that ends with like the game, you know, reacts to me or like is haunted or something is very stupid. But I quite enjoy a lot of those old ones that were like that just went into like detail about the game. I think like the Godzilla NES one is like it's very much considered like this like masterpiece. It has a kind of weird 8th chapter, But I actually kind of like the way it ends. I know a lot of people probably don't. I do. You know, Ben drowned. That was like very heavily on like the ARG sort of thing, which is pretty cool. I think that's become a little more oversaturated nowadays, but I think at the time it was very unique for its time. It was ahead of its time. But I feel like, you know, not every creepypasta has to be an ARG. I think it could just be like a fun little story. Not to mention just like, I find it a lot easier to like explain, because like if you're just off on like one detail in an ARG, like if people find this out and like, you know, you're not there and you miss this one detail, then it's like the whole thing. You're probably playing catch up with like a detail that's like actually probably kind of important. I guess I don't really have much to say on this particular topic. I just enjoy generally, you know, spooky stuff in games, even the sort of try-hard edgy ones. For some reason, one of them, I don't even think it was particularly good, like that great of a story necessarily. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of, you know, it was okay. It was a story about like Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, and how there was a third game planned, and then like there was a whole thing about how like the last dungeon basically was like it was like, depending on if you did like good or bad things in the game, or if you like used some items that like increased your morality or decreased it, it would end up being like a sort of like this heavenly ascent, or this like hellish descent. I don't know, there are so many like little ideas that maybe at the time, because like a lot of these I remember when Mutahar used to read them way back in the day, and I'm still kind of bummed that he like got rid of those. I know maybe it's just like a different image that he's going for, or whatever the case is. I actually don't know the reason for sure, but maybe just because it's a lot of videos and cluttering up his channel. I don't know for sure. It also just gave me a lot of interesting ideas for like either stories or like, you know, like a game in general, you know? And I think that like, for example, Undertale, during the genocide route, it like went through all of that stuff, and it sort of turned into a bit of a creepypasta kind of game. Like, the kind of stuff that it did fit like right at home with some of the creepypastas with like with the better atmospheres, you know? The upper echelon, one might say. Very angry Smoochum. Alright. Okay, that's all the X speeds I need. Oh, this should be it. This should be it. What? What? Yeah, all the X speeds were there. You know what? I think that the way it works is like every time it says they grew to a level, they only add one more friendship to that, or they only add like one friendship amount to that. So okay, so this Chansey skipped levels 6, 7, 9, and 11, which means it only technically said it leveled up 6 times. So I think that means I have to still do it another 4 times. I could be wrong. It could just been like a, you know, I miscounted the amount of X items I gave it or something. Like, I doubt that. I think my theory all those episodes ago when I guessed at that was actually correct. Maybe? Is this a known glitch? I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Probably is, yeah. Yeah, no, there's no way it wouldn't be known with a franchise like this. Okay, this has to be it, right? Okay. Yeah, so it does skip the levels, for sure. like, my alternate counting method actually ended up being correct, so... Alright, that's Blissey. Okay, so that means that, yeah, Silver's all good. It basically just needs to, like, sit here and Celadon, waiting for gold to finish. So I guess I should just, I mean, like, I still, you know, still have to set up the glitch and do all that stuff. But I guess I should just talk about, like, what I'm probably gonna do now that this is pretty much over. Yeah, like, this is for sure gonna be the last stream. There's no way I'm, like, you know, there's, like, 2 Pokemon left, right? Like, I think, like, I mean, I think I'm probably gonna take, like, a little bit of a break from streaming. I mean, I did take a break, like, a break for a week or two, on this thing. Some of it was to edit down the video, some of it was just, you know, spending time with family or, like, just not being able to that particular day. I don't think I'm gonna make streaming, like, a weekly thing or anything like that. I think this was just a particular thing I wanted to do, and because it was taking a while, I wanted to, you know, I was excited, I wanted to sort of get it done. So I have 249, right, in the dex? Let's get our Pokedex rated. This is as much as you can get without events, right? A perfect... Oh! He actually does say this, okay. That's interesting. I think Bulbapedia incorrectly states, unless he specifically checks for having, like, everything... Well, no, because I don't... He definitely doesn't specifically check for everything, because I have Ho-Oh. Or I don't have Ho-Oh. Anyway, I guess maybe Bulbapedia was wrong. I think somewhere it stated that he'll say you have a perfect Pokedex with 250 or 251. But I guess evidently at 249 he still does. So someone's got to update that. Alright. Order of operations. Get Ho, get Celebi. Do the trades, beat Red. And well, actually, before I beat Red, I guess I'll show off the diplomas, I suppose. If I can't find my way after I go through another loop of this, you know, like, just to be clear, I do have, like, the Rainbow Wing, right? Like, Rainbow Wing, yeah. Well, I got one more item spot to work with. Goodbye, last repel. I think I actually skipped this one. Nope. That could help with red, I guess. Maybe. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna save in front just in case somehow I mess this up. Using the Master Ball. I wouldn't even be surprised at this point. Shout. I shout my pants. Alright, get in this damn this green Master Ball. Oh. So satisfying to use another one of those. Turns into like a greenish red there, I like that. Like a sort of a combination. So all I have left is a Kenya and Quagsire. I'm going to catch, maybe, like, I only have 2 things, so I guess I'll catch, like, 4 things in these blades of grass. Of course. Of fucking course. We can't we can't end off this playthrough with a little bit of unnecessarily bad luck. Unnecessarily bad luck. No shakes. Centra, really. I'll catch 3 more things. I actually only need 2 things. Like, 2 things that I really am finding necessary here. But the other ones are for backup. So I'm gonna go over the full unabridged steps of the Celebi glitch. In the PC, you must have 1 amulet coin, 38 Ultra Balls, TM27, it has to be in this order, by the way. 42 freshwater, 1 lovely mail, HM07, 65 Pokeballs, 4 Great Balls, 1 Everstone, 1 Berserk Gene, 51 Surf Males, 18 Full Heals, 46 Flower Males, HMO 3, X Speed 1, TMO 6 1, Focus Band 1, and TM41 1. There must then be the cancel button. So everything is put into place. In my party, I will have whatever is going to be replaced by Celebi in slot 1. That's why I named it Celebi. It doesn't matter what I have in slot 2, so I'll just put Kenya there. Slot 3 has to have a freshly caught Pokemon, so that's done. This is why I caught multiple. This is actually the hard part, or the random part. The fact that it's a freshly caught Pokemon, it might have to do with, like, some stats of theirs. It has to be, like, a certain point or low enough or something. I don't know what the, like, what exactly happens during this, but it does, like, it might not work the first time, but I think it just results in a crash. Like, you could just reset the game. I don't think it would damage the save or anything. So, we're going to try with this Pidgey. We'll try with this Sentret and this Pidgey if this one doesn't work. Then, in slot 4, you must have a Quagsire with Sleep Talk as its first move. The other 2 slots, I don't think they actually mean anything. Like, they don't matter.
Hey, so post-commentary me, I want to point out something that I think is kind of funny here. So, while I got most of the steps correct here, I actually messed up a small thing. See, the items are all good in the PC, and what I'm about to do is also correct. However, the Quagsire is actually supposed to be holding an HP up. Now, when I originally made my notes for this, I looked at a guide to do this, and I guess I just forgot to write this down. I remember after I remembered, I furiously, like, scribbled in, like, no, it's gotta have an HP up. So the problem that happens here is, because I mentioned that there's a bit of a randomness with, like, the wild Pokemon, if the game crashes, then sometimes the wild Pokemon is just not set up properly. Because I thought that I had done the setup steps correctly, I thought that the wild Pokemon was the problem, and I just kept getting bad luck, and I had to keep catching more and thinking that I had to do that. So, very unfortunate that this was a huge time waster, and I had to eventually look up the guide and find out that I was mistaken. So yeah, here's basically me just getting really upset at the game for crashing, because I thought I was just getting unlucky. Also, you get to see some cool color effects going on the screen, so that's pretty cool.
I will now reset the game. So, I step outside of Elm's lab, take 1, 2, 3, 4 steps right, pause the game, look in the Pokedex for Machop. So I hear Machop's cry. It doesn't actually matter where you hear it, but the Pokedex, you know, you'll have it there most likely. Open the bag. Change pockets at least once. Got it. Check the coin case. Oh, that's a nice sound. So as you can see, that one did not work successfully. So this Pidgey did not work. I'll try this Sentret here. Same thing as before. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the Pokedex. Find Machop. Switch pags more than once. Sure, okay. Coin case. Okay, we actually have an interesting side effect. If you're noticing this here. This is... It also could possibly sort of kind of crash the game, but it like resets. Check this out. You're not supposed to see this Ho-Oh here. I didn't even intend to show this off or anything. It fucks with the colors and like in such a way that, like, I guess maybe one of the layers isn't loaded. It's supposed to be a silhouette of a Ho-Oh. And I guess at some point in development they didn't want it to just be a silhouette. I think with Lugia, if you play Silver, they didn't even, like, design Lugia outside of the silhouette. Like, there's really nothing, like, interesting there. Interestingly, the colors are a little messed up. This is actually really cool. This is actually really cool. Like, hold on. Oh. Yeah, you can see, like, some layers aren't, like, it's supposed to, like, fade to white for a sec there. I don't know the full understanding of this. Though, supposedly, if I keep trying on this, it should actually still work. Okay, well, that one just crashed the game, so... yeah, so unfortunately, this is just one of those things where, like, you just gotta get lucky. So you might be thinking, like, oh, well, like, this is a level 2 female Sentret. Why would I catch another level 2 female Sentret if I tried it with this Sentret? Like, is it going to work? And, again, I don't know the exact specifics, but I think it has to do with your stats. And since this thing, you know, despite being the same level and same gender and stuff, I think it has different stats, or maybe something with the data structure. I'm not exactly sure. Point is, it is a different Sentret, so there could be some different rules that apply to it. I think by fresh to caught, they don't mean, like, was it caught, like, right, you know, within the last, like, couple minutes or anything. I don't think that would have any play. It might have to do with, like, EVs that you put on it, or, like, something like that. I don't know. Friendship. What should happen if everything goes well is that Celebi should... Okay, no, actually, sorry, nothing noticeable will happen at first. All I should say now is that the game will not crash. That is what I'm hoping for. Well, we did get the cool stuff again, so that's pretty neat. That's cool. The colors are just, like, messed up in a certain way, so that, like, some of the stuff here is, like, completely wrong. I love it. Actually, what I could try to do is just, like, instead of having to keep trying to, like, catch things over and over, I'm sure that would work eventually. I hope I have everything, like, set up properly. I'm pretty sure that these are the steps. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could probably see so much just by, like, all the different layers and how they work with each other. And, like, what's present in the battle right away, you know? Oh, so close. So close. It showed me the coins. They're like a green great ball. Really? I was having fun. I was like, oh, it's funny. Like a great ball's all green. And Sender just has to break out. I actually got it first try. The last time I was doing the Celebi glitch. I was gonna say, you know how I caught, like, all those Geodudes and Zubats I called bait? Well, I would have used them, but that was in the other game, and I'm not about to trade all of them over. Really? No shakes! No shakes! That was just not even close to good enough for you. It just happens to be a glitch that's very random. Fuck right off! Oh my god! I'm killing it. I'm killing it. It breaks out of this one, I'm killing it. Killing it with, like, the most overpowered confusion from this level 19 Butterfree. Okay, killing it. It really wanted to die today. It chose death. Absolutely it did. Absolutely. I'm not hearing anyone say, well, you know, that was on you. Hell no. That one didn't work? Okay, well. I'm starting to get hungry already, jeez. I was not expecting this glitch to take so long. I thought it was just gonna be like, okay, we got a few tries, we'll do a few of them, we'll see how that goes. No, this is, unless my setup is just so bad or something, like, oh, there was a crucial part of this that I completely missed. The Quagsire has to be holding an HP up. Let me make sure that's the right one. HP up. Okay. Like, I almost felt at that point, like, oh, there's gotta be something up with this. Apparently there was. Well, that explains some parts of it, you know? In fact, they actually have a thing here that shows me the guide. I guess I just never wrote it down. Get in the fucking ball! What are the odds of catching a Sentret at level 3 while it's asleep using a Great Ball? It must be probably like less than 20%, I bet. Because, I mean, there's no way, right? Like at this point, maybe Great Balls just don't work in this generation. Unless they want to. 37% chance. Actually, less than I thought. Great Ball is the same. Ultra Ball is the same. They're all the same. Why are they all the same? That's so bizarre. Why was it programmed that way? If there's anything related to the catch rate, it is just universally negative. I was actually completely right when I said that Ultra Balls didn't help any better. I thought it was an exaggeration, like it helped maybe like a small fraction. No, it just doesn't do anything. Machops Pokedex entry. Okay, I'll concede it won't work on the first try. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh my god, I think that's it. Okay. So, my friends, you might be wondering why Celebi still isn't a Celebi. Still a Sentret. I'm going to deposit the Celebi at the daycare. And just kidding, I am going to pay a shitload of money for it, apparently. But yeah, so level 1 Celebi, actually. I didn't know that it's a level 1, but okay. All stats are 7, and it's actually 1 level lower than it was. It's interesting. It still has the moveset of Sentret. However, it is Psychic Grass, 13 HP instead of 11. And I believe that's it. There is actually one thing to note. My Pokedex has not registered it, actually. From what I understand, a Pokemon only get registered when it's in, like, a proper... Like, when there's a proper way that you see / catch a Pokemon. So, during a trade, registers are, like, you know, looked over and checked. Another way is just, like, catching stuff. Trading, catching, evolving, all that kind of stuff. Getting stuff from the daycare, under normal circumstances, that shouldn't increase your Pokedex count at all. Like, you shouldn't be able to just get something from the daycare man, and then that be a Pokemon you've never seen before, right? Like, it should be something you put in. So, actually, this Celebi only registers in your dex if you trade. So once you trade, then then it'll be good. So yeah, so when you trade, trading is an action that causes Pokedex to be registered sometimes. So because that's the case, then it'll check for Celebi. But right now, there's no check yet. I'm glad that I eventually got through that. I'm glad I figured out my mistake. Could have spent hours like making no progress on that. Or I just gave up for the night, Hey, I traded a bird for a bird. This is a very fair trade. A Ho-Oh for a Pidgey. I love it. So, I'm going to quickly swap over to Crystal. 251. Less than 50 hours, 4640. Very nice. We walk over. I'm the game designer. Filling up your Pokedex is tough. There we go.
That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Let's get our Pokedex rated just for the first time here. I've dreamt about this. Congratulations. And he's just like, yeah, okay, bye. You get nothing for it. I tell you, man, bookkeeping. Like obviously the actual trading part was like pretty big, and like making progress was also like a super big thing. Bookkeeping, just like remembering so many like Pokemon and like what you have, what you don't have, which games have and which games don't, was probably one of the biggest things in this entire challenge. Just like knowing who saw what. It was actually kind of surprising just how much I really had to keep track of that stuff. I mean, I already sort of knew, but I never did it with all 6 games. And wow, yeah. That was a trip. For the sake of lip service, I'll say that it was fun trading this many times. I love how many times Crystal got stopped at the door because the game was sexist. Beautiful. Alright, so that was Crystal, that was Silver, and I'm finally gonna do the unthinkable. I'm gonna, from the Game Boy player, I will pull out the link cable. Oh, it's still tight in there, huh? Yeah. No more trades, no more need for a link cable.
Elephant green screen effect.
That's all 6 diplomas for this challenge. But, I mean, I'm not gonna leave it there. Can't leave you hanging. I can't leave Red hanging. He's been waiting for me. I can indeed afford it. And even after all that, like, money building with gold, I'm pretty broke now. So, say money well spent. Oh, I wanted it to wear off, but I didn't want to have to like push into the back. Okay, whatever. This is it then. This is how we end the challenge. That's 3 thunders, 4 thunders. It's fine. Thunders are definitely the worst of the, the worst part here. 6 thunders. Well, I didn't want to kill it now that it used Charm. That's really stupid. Okay, that's good. Alright, well that was the battle, I think. I think that just, there goes the chance. Actually, it's not impossible to set up on, like, Snorlax, I guess. That's pretty good. I could actually use this to set up now. Well, and I might even be in an even better situation than I was before. Oh, that could actually be stupid. Hold on. Yeah, that could be really bad. Snorlax can get really fucking obnoxious, especially with Body Slam. But, you know, it could just... Oh, and Rest, yeah. I need Assurance. Yo, a crit? Extra Assurance. Alright, GG Red. Your Charizard has always been your weakest team member, not gonna lie. I guess besides Pikachu. G fucking G. He didn't even use a single full restore, he never got a chance. Oh. Some final welcome respite from all of this. I guess I said what I really needed to say, you know, across this stream. Jeez, I was streaming for like 7 hours. I didn't expect this this stream to go on as long. I thought it would be a shorter one. 7 hours actually is one of the shorter ones I've done, which is kind of funny. But yeah, no, I think I've said everything I needed to say. I'm happy I did this. It was a good time. Not everything was was perfect. Some of it was my fault. Some of it was really stupid programming from the game. All that catch rate bullshit. I stand by that being some of the worst garbage. But that's gonna do it for me. I gotta go eat something, maybe take a nap. I don't know, man. I got work in the morning, but like, you know, that's luckily it's not a late night stream. It's only like 6:45, but you know. Till the next project I decide on.
Elephant. Baby!